Alright TM Nation, so I picked up my first Skullcandy speaker a little while back, which was the Kilo, and it has performed really well for the price and the size. And like I said in the Kilo video, with pretty much all of their other speakers going on sale for the holidays, I went ahead and picked up the Terrain Mini, the Terrain, and Terrain XL speakers as well to complete my collection for now. And although these are not the most popular speakers out there on the market, I do think that the features and performance that they provide are on par with what you'll get with speakers that cost significantly more from brands such as JBL and Sony. There are differences between these speakers that you should be aware of, and I will cover those throughout this video. But one killer feature that all three of them are packing is Skullcandy's multi-link technology that lets you connect them to one another wirelessly, whether that be a Terrain XL and a Terrain or any other combination that you would like. Getting pricing out of the way, the cheapest and smallest on the list is gonna be the Terrain Mini, coming in at $39.99, followed by the slightly larger Terrain that retails for $59.99, and then the Terrain XL that will set you back about $79.99. But if you're interested in any of these speakers, make sure you hit the links in the description because sales on Skullcandy's website and Amazon come and go all of the time, so I'll make sure that those links have the most up-to-date pricing. Design-wise, all of these are going to be available in a bunch of different colors, just like many of Skullcandy's other products. And with the Terrain speakers specifically, I do like the fact that they all look the same for the most part. The materials and the design language appear to be all the same, just with different sizes. They don't have a carabiner built in, but they do have cords on the side of them that you can use to hang them up if you'd like. And I do appreciate the fact that each one has your playback controls right on the front, so you can change your tracks, adjust the volume, and pause and play directly from them. All three are also IPX7 water resistant, which will do just fine in protecting them from splashes of water and sweat if you want to take them out to the pool or to the beach with you. As long as you don't throw them into water and leave them there, they'll be just fine. For battery life, the winner is going to be the Terrain XL, which will give you about 18 hours of use on a charge. And as far as the other two, these will give you about 14 hours on a charge, which are still solid numbers. For Bluetooth connection, all three are using 5.3, and I haven't experienced any noticeable latency using them to watch YouTube videos or Amazon Prime movies on my iOS or Android devices. But I do want to mention that none of these feature a low latency mode, so if you're a hardcore mobile gamer that plays a lot of fast-paced shooters and you need a near instant response, these are not going to be the best choice in that area. One thing that I like about all three is that they all have built-in microphones for voice calls, so you do have the ability to take and make voice calls directly from them. And as always, I did take samples just so that you guys can judge for yourselves. Let's check them out. Alright guys, so right now I have the Mini paired to my iPhone 16 Pro, and as you can see, the audio that you're hearing is coming from the microphone on it. Now right now the room is relatively quiet, and what I want to do is spin the speaker around to see if that impacts the way it picks up my speech, but I will switch over to the other speakers and do the same test. Y'all give me a second. Now I have the Terrain paired to my iPhone 16 Pro. Everything else about this test is exactly the same. Just gonna go ahead and spin the speaker around to see if that impacts the way it picks up my speech, and I will go ahead and transfer over to the XL. Give me a second. And last but certainly not least, I have the XL paired to my iPhone 16 Pro. And like I said, everything else about these tests are exactly the same. I'm not changing any of the settings or anything of that nature. And like I did in the other ones, just spinning the speaker around to see if that impacts the way it picks up my speech. So let me know what you guys think. Did you hear a difference in any of these speakers? Does one sound better than the other? Let me know. Speaking on the sound quality, I do want to make it clear that none of these are compatible with the Skullcandy app, which is unfortunate, so you don't have the ability to create your own custom EQ with any of them unless you use a third-party app or something of that nature. Otherwise, they all provide the same sound signature with decent highs and mids up to about 75% of the max volume, and they all will provide a nice rumble on the low end in terms of the bass response as well. Of course, the Terrain Mini is going to be the least powerful, only packing about 5 watts worth of power, whereas you get 12 watts with the Terrain, and with the Terrain XL, you get 20. That being said, the differences in output are apparent when you listen to these speakers in person, with the larger speaker getting more loud and providing more of a full sound, and of course, as to be expected, as you go down in size and the amount of watts that each speaker is packing, your output is going to continue to go down from the Terrain and the Terrain Mini. The best sound quality experience that I was able to achieve with these speakers was pairing an XL to a Terrain in stereo mode, which again is a dope feature to have, especially if you want the flexibility of having different size speakers that you can use together when you want to achieve better sound. But as always, I did take sound samples just so that you guys can go ahead and judge the quality for yourselves. Let's check them out. So all in all fam, the Terrain line of speakers provides solid performance for the respective prices, and although the sound isn't going to be the best or the loudest, the sound quality is going to be more than adequate for most people. They all have built-in mics for voice calls, which like I said earlier is something that you don't get with a lot of more expensive Bluetooth speakers, and all of the Terrain speakers also provide solid battery life too, so if you're looking for speakers that provide well-rounded performance at reasonable prices, I think the Terrains are worth a look. Before y'all get on out of here, y'all do your boy Tecmo a huge favor and like the video as well as subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content. I drop at least one video per week. I hope to catch you in the next one.